Good afternoon, world, from the fantastic Siargao Island. We are continuing our research as part of our building a home in the Philippines, today from somewhere very interesting. This is the Masin River Room at the Freedom Society Hotel or Resort. And look at what we're staying in. It's a container home. Everyone probably from our generation knows what a container home is these days, don't they? And we found out recently that they've got one here on the island that you can stay in.
Yes, this is actually quite close to where we are living, and we drive past it quite a lot every time we go up the north. Up the north? Go up north. And it's been closed for quite a while because of pandemic situations, but it's reopened recently, and I am quite interested in a container home. So I thought we'd come and see what it's actually like. Never slept in a container before. So Story was really excited because, you know, we were like, we're going to a container, it's off a truck, and it's really cool. So yeah, we're just here to test it out, see how it feels inside, and just get a feel for container living.
It's a container house.
It's a container house, isn't it? And what are containers normally used for?
A truck.
That's right. Trucks use them to carry stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
But today we're living in one.
Yeah.
Do you want to give me a room tour?
Yeah.
Alright, show me what you found so far.
I'm going to start in here, Dad. Are you going to come in here with me?
Yeah. Do you want me to not come in?
Yeah, you can. I've seen this lovely box of a house. But it's not actually a house. It's a truck's carrier thing. This is a lovely lamp which I found in the room. And I sit all my toys here, and I also, Daddy got the wrong colour of towels because they're actually pink, and Daddy thought they were white,
Why
but
is it
they're
my
not.
fault?
Because in the picture it was white, wasn't
Oh,
it?
the picture on the listing.
Yeah, you actually got it wrong, huh?
It wasn't my fault, though, was it?
There's like 2 beds, and then there's also air conditioning buttons. Of course, the air conditioning. There's a light with a rope on it.
Can you see that?
Yes, of course, Mummy. And then, like, I also have a fan here, but I just don't want to show you that. But there's also this bed here.
Yeah, is that where you're going to sleep?
The sofa is actually a bed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Mummy.
Is it big enough for dads?
And this is my dad
It's not
being.
quite-
It's not quite like that, Dad.
It's not big enough for dads, is it?
No.
It's for children, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is the right size for you, Dad.
Is it?
This one is.
Shall I try it out?
Yeah.
Oh, it's soft. Nice and soft.
Let me see.
Okay.
It's so soft, this thing.
It is nice and squishy bed.
All
Alright, so we've got one more thing to show, I think.
What? Oh, this container bathroom. I even know that this is a lovely thing. It's an attached bathroom that Mummy thought it was outside.
It is a bit, isn't it? It is outside.
Of course, Mum. Do you know that it's lovely and nice and quiet here?
It is, yeah. It is nice and quiet. We are quite close to the road though, so we can hear the motorbikes and cars going by. But we are still surrounded by the palm trees, and I see banana leaves. It's nice, eh?
You really like the swing, huh?
I haven't seen the swing yet.
Oh, then I will.
You have been desperate to show us the swing, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll finish this room
Should we
tour,
do a
it's
bit more room
messy,
tour? Yeah. Story requested. Story wanted to show it.
I'm not sure how much of that you actually saw on the camera, because Story is a bit messy when she vlogs, aren't you?
Yeah,
Messy vlogger.
This
This is
like Mummy. Mummy's not very good at holding the camera still either.
You have to be steady.
Footage is Mummy and Story specialities.
well, this is a 20-foot container. You can see they've added a native roof on top of this, probably to stop the noise of the rain. You can see that the ceiling and the walls are still metal. See how it feels. It's warm, but it's not hot. I guess because they've got the structure on the outside cooling it down or keeping it shaded. I cannot tell you if this has been insulated, but if you were to do it, you'd have to fit it in between something this big here, which is probably about 4.5 inches. I have noticed here that at the room divide, they have actually put in a interior wall and an interior ceiling. So this is kind of like partially insulated in a way, although this wall remains bare. I was thinking, if you were going to come in here and hang pictures, you would have to drill right into your kind of steel exterior interior wall, wouldn't you?
You'd have to know what you were putting up, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You couldn't just randomly decide you wanted to. They have got a picture hanging up over there, though.
Yeah, they have, but it's hanging from a string on one of the original hooks from the thing, I think, or maybe it's been welded on. But those are certainly some little challenges of container living that I haven't even thought about until coming into one of these buildings for the first time. Normally when I see container homes on YouTube, they're already done. I haven't actually watched any of the process of making it into somewhere.
What are you doing, Steph?
I'm going to check out what it feels like on the toilet.
Oh, I'll give you some privacy then. So I'm now standing right in the rear corner of this 20-foot container, and you can see how much space there actually is here. So this would be your entire deal. These are full-size pallets here, and then there's like a little cut-off there. So if you know what a pallet size is, you can see the size of the bed, and then there's another full-size pallet here too, and then that is pretty much over half of the room gone before you get to this part of the house. We just discussed that if you were to put some insulation or a plasterboard wall here, you would lose interior space, wouldn't you?
Yes. So I've been actually binge watching quite a few container home channels on YouTube and tiny house living and things like that, and not many of them use 20-foot containers. It's normally 40-footers, and they butt up 2 or 3 together, and then it looks like a normal house inside. You just have the shell of the container, and most of them that I've been seeing are a really, really good size inside. So this is quite small, but for what it is, to be used as a double bedroom and a chill out zone, is absolutely perfect, with the attached bathroom at the end, which is outside, but still you have that access, which is really nice.
Yeah, of course a 40-footer would have double the length, but it would still be the same width because it has to fit on the back of a lorry. I presume they brought these ones over here because it's easier to get stuff like this onto the island, because it is very expensive to ship vehicles onto Siargao. So could you imagine each one of these buildings, and there's quite a few of them, the price would rack up. Alright, I've just done a test. I've put this onto fan mode, and I can see it's 31 degrees in here with the door open and the fans running. If we were at 31 degrees in our house and we were trying to work on our computers, they definitely would not run properly. This fan is now running at full blast. Let's see if these side doors actually open. Like little insect nets here, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they do open, nice. Alright, let's check it out, see if this makes a difference. Done. So the location where we're at right now is in a town called San Isidro, which is just before Pacifico, which is one of the more popular areas in the north/middle of Siargao Island. Very popular surfing area, so it's quite desirable just down the road. Later on, we're thinking about doing a bit of an explore. I'm not sure if we're going to, depends how hot it is. For now, we're experiencing home living. Sacha has cooked food before we got here, because there's no kitchen, of course.
Yeah, we brought a little picnic with us.
Yep. This is what home life would be. Yeah.
Stella's got her little picnic there.
Oh, I can see you chilling on your chair. It's looking good. I mentioned briefly before that the tiny house movement, shipping containers, A-frame houses, caravan living, van life, it's been a very, very big influence in our generation.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody of our generation couldn't afford to buy a home.
Yeah.
Because of house prices just being way too high, not being able to afford mortgages in the West. All of that kind of stuff has forced people to look at alternative living. There's so much content out there about alternative living, these kind of homes, these kind of setups, and the innovative things that people have been doing to downsize their life so that they can actually afford a roof over their head.
Exactly. It's quite inspirational as well for the people that do it, and especially the real tiny house people, real downsizing and stuff, people with families, 2 or 3 kids even, living in a tiny house, and it's quite inspirational to see how they make it work.
Yeah, it's very smart, these space-saving innovations.
And I quite like the look, I quite like the kind of rawness of the aesthetic of a container home and a bit industrial. Jay's not so keen, so
Oh, no,
I'm
really.
definitely an advocate for a container home. Jay's going to need a little bit of a, what's the word?
Convincing?
Convincing, yeah.
I don't mind the industrial look of a container home. I just think that industrial look better inside than on the out. I feel like if you were to put a lot of money into a setup like this, as in like if it wasn't enough space and you started putting like 4 or 5 on top of each other, you could probably for the same money build something that looks a little bit better from the outside.
Yeah, or maybe you could clad it, which is something you've said before.
Yeah, you could.
Clad it with bamboo or wood or something to make it look not like a container home, but it actually is. So
it really does depend on your land and your construction ability and what the builders around you are capable of doing. It depends where you live, doesn't it?
Yeah, budget and what you want out of it as well. I guess using a container, you're reusing something that's been used once or twice or multiple times maybe, and you're giving it a new lease of life or a home, or you know, what would happen to these containers if they weren't turned into a house. It's a way of reusing something as well, so I like that aspect of it, and I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. This is my first time staying actually inside one. It's part of the convincing process. I want to know if this is viable, because in the future, if we do buy some land or lease some land that's large enough, we may have a few different styles of place. Maybe you could turn one into a rental or something if that was possible. It's just a dream at the moment. All right, let's go and get some water from the other container.
Yeah, so basically that is my kind of idea of something that you could do with containers, is having multiple containers but each with their own little job. So you would have the bedroom like we have here, and then another container for the kitchen, another container for a gym, another container for a workspace or an office or a playroom, and yeah, that kind of, a bit like this, how they're set out, but each one has a different role. To live in permanently, they would obviously need to be linked, so you didn't have to go outside all the time to go to the kitchen or to the bathroom or something. So
native house experience, we definitely felt that it wasn't nice to not have access to the bathroom directly from the bedroom, wasn't it? So this is the little communal kitchen space. This is where you get your water from, and if you're staying as a proper guest, you can have breakfast made here and dinners arranged. This is the big kitchen. That's it. So you'd need a space at least this big, wouldn't you?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because you imagine how hot it would be cooking inside a container. Forget that. Double gas burners over here. They've got laundry set up, hanging some of the utensils up here on the wall. Sink over there, slightly bigger than usual. And a little bit of a workspace here to do your cutting, chopping. Industrial blender over there, and a rice cooker and a kettle. Even though I'm not a fan of outdoor-ish kitchens, it is pretty cool to look outside and see the palm trees there. Grinding your morning coffee the vintage way, looking out at the scenery.
I'm excited to show you something.
What is it?
It's the swing that I decided to go on.
Yeah.
And let me show you what it looks like.
Yeah? How does it feel?
Nice.
Look a bit like a grandma. It's a bit of a grandma swing, isn't it?
Some grandmas have this.
Yeah.
I don't like
You don't like relaxing swings?
I like fast swings.
Well, this is too heavy to be a fast swing story. This is for chilling. Does it feel relaxing? Woo!
Surfboards are normally faster.
Well, yeah, of course.
So this is the lay of the land. More container homes over here. I think they've all got air conditioning. I guess you need it. Kitchen area also over there. There's a total of 7 container homes I just counted. Story's just been wandering around the grounds here. It's very nice and enclosed. You see this type of build quite a lot on the island. It's quite nice for an entrance. So what do you think, Story? Do you think this is a big enough space to build a house, or do you need it to be bigger?
Bigger.
Why bigger?
Because so we can have everything in a room, which I really want.
Like what? What could you not fit in here?
Batteries, which you can have for your camera.
Yeah, the batteries take up a lot of space. Poos!
But Story, is it big enough to be your bedroom? One thing just to be your bedroom?
No.
Something we've noticed already is that the water here is super salty. We've stayed in quite a few places around the island so far and none has been as salty as this. I mean, even when you're just rinsing your mouth out or if you're going to brush your teeth, you can really taste it. It's like putting your mouth in seawater. So I'm not sure if they're directly pumping it in from somewhere, but it's definitely different from other places in the island. It is quite a sweet little bathroom setup though. I quite like this little bamboo fencing. It's very smart. They've got a hot water shower here and of course your toilet. Everything you need. I think one of the main reasons why I wouldn't have chosen this area in particular to place a house is there's generally no internet in this part of the island, especially Pacifico. Pacifico has nothing, there's no signal whatsoever. However, we are on the other side of the hill from Pacifico right now and we are getting a strong signal. We're getting a good smart and globe signal, which are the two main providers here. So internet and connectivity are not an issue in this part. We are still close to the sea as well, so that's also a good benefit.
We don't have direct access to it, but it is over there, not far away.
Now that I know that you can get signal just on this side of the hill, if we were looking for some land, I would definitely place it over here and see if we could get the best of both worlds. Because Pacifico is lovely, but without connection, our work would be a nightmare. People that we know that work online, that stayed in this area, had to travel to the hilltop in the middle of the night sometimes to upload videos or content. And even the restaurants that have businesses there, if they want to update their social media, they need to send one of their staff down the end to get their work done. So San Isidro, the river area, Pilar, the area where we live, it seems like they all have good connection and good access to online ability. So that is where I think we would place ourselves if we were looking up in the north. In general, the whole of Siargao is beautiful, but it starts to get more chilled and more quiet the further you get north. This is a lovely drive around here. The roads are quiet. It really does feel like super island vibes. In terms of convenience, we aren't that far off where the airport would be either, because there's a junction nearby that you can cut across to get yourself there. And I think Pacifico in general is one of those places that's going to develop fast when people start coming back to the island and investing in this place. It's the first point of call to the north that actually has kind of international
stuff.
Development.
There's cafes and restaurants, hotels and things like that there.
Yeah.
Not on the scale of what Jmayel is, obviously. That is the main hub here on the island. But Pacifico is a good stop if you are driving up further north. You stop there, it's kind of like just over halfway, and it does have a very lovely beach as well and a lovely long straight road for some great Instagram shots.
It's also a very popular surfing area too, so on this island that's perfect. So how was your first experience being inside the container home?
Good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I am enjoying it. Yeah, I like it. I like that you've got this little outside deck as well to sit and have your lunch and a drink and stuff like that. It is nice. It makes so much of a difference to have a little bit of an outside area. Yeah, I'm happy that we came here.
It will be interesting to see how we feel in the morning after sleeping in the box.
Yeah.
But with air conditioning, I don't see it being too much of a problem.
Yeah, outside shower.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I would need a bit more space, 2 containers minimum, or at least a 40-footer. But it is amazing what you can live with and live without when you do stay in different places and see what it's like. Hope you enjoyed today's video and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.